Welcome to 900 Allendale Lane. This J&J home boasts 3,688 square feet in a 2-story, 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath, beautiful custom home. This home sits on a great oversized corner lot with a beautiful green space to the rear of the property. Take a look at all the amazing amenities this house has to offer. The pool, the outdoor kitchen, the amazing office up front with the views to the street, and of course, everything that Oakland Park has to offer with its green spaces, lakes, and common areas. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Porch Chronicles. I'm Tracey McFadden-Morrissey, and today we have the pleasure of introducing you to Todd and Jennifer Hayes, otherwise known as 900 Allendale Lane, which also is known as the Pink Door House, as you can see here behind us. But we're so excited to have you guys, and first of all, I would like to say congratulations.
Yes.
Let's have a toast to your absolutely beautiful home.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love it so much. Cheers.
One more. Cheers.
First off, we would love to hear what brought you to Winter Garden. How did you find Oakland Park? How did you stumble upon this?
Complete accident. We are from Oregon, which is not Florida.
Way west.
Way west, and we had vacationed here, for years when the
You're
kids
like
were little.
Disney people, aren't you?
Yeah.
Disney people, definitely.
I've learned to be, but but I'm surrounded by 4 others. So we have vacationed here when we were little. So we've been to Florida. We loved it. We've done a couple beach vacations here as well, and I've always loved Florida. But our daughter graduated from Oregon State and was 22. Our oldest daughter, and said, I'm moving to Florida with a roommate.
Oh, that's right.
And we were like, you're moving to, why?
We're so happy.
And so she never left, so we were here a lot.
Yeah.
And after
She was working for Disney, is
Yeah,
that
she
right?
works for Disney.
Okay.
She works for
That's
Disney.
right. Yep.
And so we were here so much, eventually, I was able to stop working. And at that point, it was like, it really was not like us because we were planners, but we just said,
Yeah, it was very spur of the moment.
yeah, what the hell? We just kind of decided when all one trip, we're just like, oh, we should just do this.
What? That's so funny.
And so we, and I had did a little research and heard Winter Park was nice, Winter Garden was nice. So we went to Winter Park, and it was not us. And then I think we were even here on a Saturday. We went to the downtown, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is, we wanted family friendly and just a fun, relaxing place. And we literally just drove past the neighborhood.
Okay.
And we're like, oh wow, look at this neighborhood. And we drove into Oakland Park, and our first parking spot was at the model home. And we fell in love. We walked in, and you were there, and we fell in love ever since. So it was kind of a random thing, and we just said, screw it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I love it. You can say that.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah.
On the Porch Chronicles?
On the Porch Chronicles.
You're
That
allowed
could be
to
the
say
new
this.
motto. Screw
Yeah.
it, let's do it.
Yeah. So
That'd be a good tagline to put on there. on the podcast too. I love it. That's great. So you loved downtown Winter Garden. That really appealed to you.
We loved the path, or the bike
yeah,
trail.
I was gonna say aren't you like a cyclist?
I run and cycle, and she walks 8 miles a day. So
Yeah, I remember
that was a big seller. And also when he found out he could have a golf cart here,
yeah,
that was, I think, the clincher. He's
Do
always
you
wanted a
use
golf
your
cart.
golf cart a
all
lot?
the,
Yeah.
all the
Like,
time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
We love it.
Go take it like to dinner and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're from Oregon and like you're just on a fluke. Did you end up selling the house in Oregon, or was this like a second home for you? Like
We figured it was a second home,
Okay.
and we're going back and forth, and the weather for both places, we can escape the summer and we can escape the winter.
Wow.
So we're just going back and forth, but we knew eventually we'd be coming here more, and so who knows what will happen, but right now we're going back and forth.
Nice. So you're actually like a sort of like a snowbird.
We
Somewhat of a snowbird.
were here 7 months and at home 5 months last year, so
This is gaining
this
traction.
this is gaining. Exactly. I don't know what that makes us.
I remember you guys came during
Happy. That's what it makes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Very.
kidding.
You guys came during a great phase. I feel like this was a good phase of the neighborhood that had some really nice corner lot experiences. And I remember talking about this lot in particular with you and a couple others that we talked about, I remember. But one of the things that was great about this lot was having the little green space behind you. So you had just a little bit of a reprieve in that you didn't have a neighbor directly behind you. I remember that being a part of your journey and something that seemingly was interesting with the lot.
Yeah.
What were some of the other lots we looked at?
We really wanted. We of course wanted a pool because
Yeah.
we're from Oregon.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
you
a
had
pool in
to.
Oregon, so we wanted a pool. So we just wanted some privacy in the back, and so this gave us a lot of that. So
Yeah.
having nothing in front of us, and then an open lot behind us, and then being on the corner, it allowed us to kind of just make a little oasis in the back, which we really have enjoyed.
Yeah. Did you build a custom home in Oregon, or was this your?
Yeah,
You've
we did.
done a custom home before.
This is
Yes,
our second
second.
custom
Okay.
home. Yeah. We
Okay,
actually.
please tell us about like how so you've done it before, and then how this sort of compared to your experience in Oregon. I'd love to hear that.
It's kind of hard to see because it was two completely different experiences. We were
Young
there.
and
We were young and
broke.
and
Oh, gosh.
and built the other one for a family. Whereas
'cause
this
your
one,
kids were younger.
they were babies.
Yeah.
But also with this one, we built this one while living in Oregon.
Yeah.
So it was challenging because we were flying back constantly to
Yeah.
make decisions and to check on things before we couldn't make changes.
Yeah.
I think that's what we like to do. We built the other one though while we were in Indiana.
The other one was
We
a little simpler to do, I think, than this one. We, being older, we knew what we wanted
Yeah.
in this one. So, and we
Yeah.
were a little more outspoken of
Yeah.
saying, no, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Because the last one, there was a few things that they just did, and we didn't have a say in. They just did it, and we were like, oh, okay.
We loved that custom feeling. I mean, and
Yeah.
with J&J, it's from the beginning. It's like you can create what you want to create, and that's what we really wanted.
Yeah.
And we actually enjoy building. I mean, everyone divorces, I think, is what they
Yeah.
say. No, they never do. But no, we really enjoy building and being able to kind of make some of those choices. And this time, we really were excited when we met you because everything, even from meeting with Mike the first time,
Yeah.
with how will you use this, and even thinking about where the sun's going to go over, and all the spaces we needed, and
Where the sun is setting.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah, sun is setting.
exactly.
I was wondering, so I got involved pretty midway through the build, like in framing. So I always like to ask, I know the parts of the house that, we got to make adjustments, but I would say, what was the best adjustment we made on the fly?
Ooh, there's a couple.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be a
wonder what's
difficult
your
question.
favorite.
I'm sure we have different answers. What's yours?
Probably the second kitchen.
Yeah.
Utilizing the under the staircase that wasn't in there for the whole pantry space. It's my favorite area. I love my pantry.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had that years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to explain that a little more, like in that there was if I remember correctly, it was an under stair storage, or not even.
Yeah, they
it
weren't
was
even,
just
we
like
weren't
an
using it at
area.
all. It was
Yeah.
just in framing.
Right.
I noticed the space.
Yeah.
And asked.
And you asked the builder.
Yeah.
like,
Can I have that?
Can we use this?
Yeah. Can we use this?
Yeah.
And
Is this gonna fall
he was
down
like,
if we use
yes. And
And the answer was yes.
the answer was yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So that became your pantry, your built-ins, storage, all the things.
Yes, and that's where we had to utilize Kelly's help trying to figure out how to build the shelves in there.
Yeah.
It came out so
adding
good.
And it came out. It did. It
looks
came out so good.
Like, I love that. Yeah, that's one of the things I wish we had in our house was the back kitchen.
Back kitchen.
And my favorite on the fly change is not the pantry. Let's just get
figured.
there.
Yeah. Okay. What's yours?
straight.
What's yours?
Not even.
But he did
Not even
reflect
close.
that would be yours.
Yeah. My office is just it's my space to unwind. It's my space to just I love my office, and I didn't really even I don't think like that. So I mean, is there a chair? That's all I need.
Yeah.
But you were like, no, you should use this space, and I was like, whatever.
It came out
And then
so
you're
good.
like, because I just don't. And then you're like, what if we did this? And I was like, oh, I'd love that. And then you're like, and what if we? And I was like, that too. And it really.
And my question was, how much does this cost?
Right.
Dave?
yeah.
Right.
And I got a little carried away though, because I'm
It looks
kind
great,
of,
though.
I'm kind of cheap too sometimes, and so that's even where I splurged for my chair, because I was like,
Chair is so
yeah.
good.
So I have this really cool chair that I love in there, and that's just kind of my space, and I absolutely love that space. So, and then it allowed me to bring in some family things and some kids,
Yep.
some things that kids have gotten me, and I have it up there, and it's kind of my happy space. So. Well,
That room
that's
is so
definitely-
nice.
Good.
Definitely my favorite by far.
Yeah, with all the just the wall of windows, and I'm assuming you got the morning sun over here, and so in the mornings it's probably quite
Yeah.
nice.
And that's the design process was so great about that, was like just thinking about that little stuff, because I need to have shade. So we've got shade at some place for every point of the day,
Yeah.
and that's actually we use all these spaces too, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy, because we have a lot of places we can relax. So we've got some shade for every time of the day, whether it be morning or whether it be evening or whether. So it's
you have so many cute little like cozy little nooks and crannies in the house, and like even just when you were showing me the little patio off of your master suite, which it just looks like a great place to have a morning coffee or something like that, and then you
Yeah.
have that cute little garden back there. So cute. Talk about the sort of the flow of the indoor-outdoor living that you were wanting to achieve coming from a colder climate.
Yeah. Well, so just because of schedules and everything, we were here so often in the summer that I've been shocked by how incredible the winters are here.
Yeah.
So it's just outstanding. So we had never. I'd always wanted a slider that would open up all the way. So we've got this big, huge slider that goes out to this big covered patio that out to the pool deck, and so we can just all winter long. We keep that open all day long, and then we have screens that you can put down to keep the bugs out.
Yeah.
And so we leave those down a lot in the winter when it's a temperature where we're just going to keep it open. We open these front windows and you get this breeze, and it's just all day long you just have that. It's
amazing.
It's incredible. So we use that so much. And then in the summer when it is hot and you're not using that because it's just too hot, then the screens go up because that's where there's shade, and you go back and forth. If we're on the pool deck, then you go into the shade for a little while, you get in the pool, you go to the sun, and you just kind of go between the three.
Float to all the lanais.
And then those
Porch
screens
lanai.
are open, and then you don't open up until later in the evening when the sun goes
Yeah.
down. So
Yeah.
no, we've absolutely loved how we're able to use the indoor outdoor. I mean that's like another 400 square feet
Huge.
of
Yeah. It was
well,
nice.
even more than that when you include the the
All
pool
the
deck
little
as well
porches
and
and stuff,
everything.
yeah.
So it really is
You use your
we've
pool
loved
or
it.
your hot tub
And it's
more?
on one level too.
Yes,
Depends on the time of
exactly.
That's true.
Would pool or hot tub more? Is that what you said?
Yeah, which one do you use more?
Oh, we're in
Both?
we're in them every day, for the most part.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, we probably hot tub.
You probably use the hot tub
Yeah,
more.
but I mean, we're in the pool every day too. So after I work out, I go to the pool to cool off. After every workout,
Yep.
I jump in the pool and then I get out and then I shower.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Now we need a pool in Oregon, but we'll need a climate change. We'll need a little more global warming and we'll be good. We figure in a few years we'll have a pool and it'll be no problem.
So the pink door is a kind of a fun story because I remember when we were doing this, I didn't know you that well. And I think I was going on a walk in my neighborhood and was like, oh, look, this amazing, what about this door? And it was this like bright green door. We were like,
Beautiful door.
no.
Did I add an F? I might have
I might have added an F. But I was like, okay, cool, got it.
I get a little aggressive.
What color would you like? Yeah.
I have to
My
explain that
ideas
though,
were
because
stupid.
I have nothing. That was-
Yeah, what about the pink door?
So we're beavers. We are not ducks, even though we're from Eugene, Oregon.
That's
We are not
funny.
ducks.
Okay.
We are beavers. It's orange and black. There's no green and yellow. I don't own a green
So
shirt.
you couldn't have
I don't
anything
own-
green?
No, I
Okay.
don't. We
I
don't
get
like
it
green in
now.
our family.
Okay.
So great.
We're quick to say no to green. And you'll
It
see
was-
orange, but you won't find green.
It was great. I was like, got it. All right.
So you could have had an orange door, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, orange.
That would probably been his
That would have been my
preference.
preference.
I think the pink was a little more Florida.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what I thought.
It worked. It
It's a
worked
little
out
more
for you
fun.
No,
guys.
we don't. In fact, this was too green for me.
It's a little gray.
I was like, it's kind of, trust me, it's not green. Okay,
not.
all right.
I
I'll
call
believe
it
you. I'll believe
I was just
you.
thinking, as people are driving by here and kids are, riding on their scooters
Oh,
and
the
things
kids
like that.
The kids here, it's crazy.
I know.
This is such a family-friendly neighborhood. They're fishing. I don't know that they go to school here because they're riding their bikes. They're riding their
scooters. We have
Oh,
the
it's
scooter
awesome.
races on
We
our.
had right after we moved in.
Here they are.
They were there's a whole group of these cute little kids, and they're using their metal detector in our yard, and then started digging up something they found, and we're just like, come look at this. We're just
okay?
like cracking.
No.
Yeah, we
Oh my
we're just
God.
laughing. It was so cute.
I think
Oh,
they were
that's
finding
funny.
like little
The front
nails.
porch is crazy. This is actually it's very, very friendly community, that's for sure.
Do you feel like just with the nature of the front porches and sitting out here and like, has that allowed you guys to meet your neighbors or get to know people here? Have you done any of the like Oakland Park community events or anything like that? Or
We
not?
definitely have started to get to know our neighbors. When we pulled in, literally, we had driven across the country and bought a car.
Yeah.
And we parked right there, which was a vacant lot. And we were just like looking at our house, and we're like, "Oh, we're here! This is so great!" And the neighbors right there came running out, like, "Where are you from?"
I
mean,
remember
we're-
this, yeah.
We're like, "Oh, well, we're from Oregon," and they're just like, and he's like shaking his head, and we're like, and he's like, "We're from Roseburg, which is an hour
hour away.
south of where we
Oh,
live."
that's
And they moved in a
marvelous.
week before we got here, and they're beavers, so
And
we're
they
like,
hate
yeah,
green.
yeah,
And they hate
exactly.
green.
We're like, oh, okay, it's
That's
meant to be.
Great.
But our neighbors have been great. They own a chocolate company, which is awesome because it's
'Cause chocolate?
Because chocolate is good.
Yeah.
We're always running into Tracey downtown.
Yeah. We ran into at the
Last
the new pizza place a couple weeks ago, which is very good, by the way.
In weather gear that I didn't know you needed to wear here, but
yeah, it was chilly. It was chilly that night. That was
'cause it's
crazy.
freezing.
even I had a coat on, so it was cold.
Did J&J or Mike tell you no at any point in time, like during the process, like, or say, maybe that's not a good idea or anything like that? Like, did you get
Never.
any
Not-
pushback
not
on
that
anything?
I remember.
Never.
If anything, he was trying to talk us into
More?
more crazy stuff.
the few no's we ran into, Kelly fixed
Yeah.
when she got involved.
Yeah.
So we had a couple small no's, and Kelly took care
Kelly
of those
said,
in a hurry.
Yeah.
no, that's
No,
not
it's
right.
yes.
No,
That's what you want?
That's-
Oh, okay.
we can do that.
Fix
And
it.
it's
Yeah.
done.
But it was fun. The few challenges that I remember were an opportunity for improvement.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Specifically,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
and it's usually when it's something like outside the box, like, no, I want the thing under the stairs to go like this,
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
and I want it to be blue.
Yes.
Definitely. No, we.
So that was one of the things I was told no about, that they couldn't do. And you swooped in and said, well, yes, you can.
The other thing I remember I remember you guys were very trusting in the process because you were far away. And I remember my single largest challenge with your build was we made such great advances in the schedule that my cabinet company, we wasn't able to come through. And you trusted that we would answer the bell with an equally or better great and quality cabinet.
Our cabinets are
What was
wonderful.
even better when we had small stuff happen, which is going to happen in a build, you came to us with solutions. And that was what was nice. It's like, yeah, but we can do this and this and this, and we were by that point we developed a relationship and a trust, and we were it wasn't that big. I mean, wasn't that big a deal to us, to be honest, because it's like we can switch and this is what we'll do, and we'll go, we'll fix it, and we trust you to do it, and you did.
Most of the time it was a better solution.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what she's talking about. It created conversations that we then improved things. So.
Yeah.
But it was nice that you were open to it, like that we were able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I have a problem, but I have a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be open to this?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you were in really quick.
Yeah.
What would you offer as a sort of a recommendation to some of our younger couples that are like, this is their first time doing this? Like, what would you say to them, like, as any type of advice in building a custom home?
I think for anybody
For anybody. Yeah.
who's
that's true.
not done it.
For anybody.
Probably. Well, our first build, the biggest thing Ginny had mentioned was just using your voice. I mean, just communicating, because we're a little bit probably sometimes I don't know crap about building, so I really do have to rely on the trust. I'm not very handy, so you do have to kind of rely on that, and so and we're if anything, just making sure you use your voice early on and communicating, because you guys are more than willing to bend over backwards or pivot or if something's not working, and the earlier you do that, the easier it is to fix.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you speak up early and hey, could we raise this or lower this? I mean, it's not even a big deal at that point. But then if you just don't say anything, so I think probably the biggest recommendation I'd give myself would just be to speak up and communicate, because if you do that, it can probably help create a better house for you, but also do it in a way that will help your pocketbook as well. What about you, Jen?
I'd probably say the same thing.
Is that a good answer?
You had a great answer.
You did great.
Great answer.
Good job, husband.
It's my whiskey sour.
Okay, this is my one question that I always have to ask everybody. But if there was one thing you could change about the house, what would that be?
One thing to change.
Mine's so minor, it's not even funny.
I know. I think the only thing which is going to happen, regardless of how much thought you put into it, is where light switches are.
That was going to be mine too. Yeah,
Like
there's
the
one
panel,
light switch
you
I
mean?
need.
Where, like, because we're so used to our other house, like
gonna
I
say the
walk
same
in
one.
and I hit the same spot every time that I walk in. And I'm like, there's no switch there.
It's the same
It's
one.
the same one on the island.
On the
It
island.
turns on all the lights in the kitchen in our other house. And I'm like, why did we not do that? But and the panel that has like 3 switches,
Yeah.
I hit every one of them
You don't
before.
know.
Yeah.
Which
and
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. Those are
But you
something
cannot
that you
do that
can't do
until-
till you get
even
in.
when you move in,
But
you
we
can't.
have in our home
That
at
would
the
be
end of
the
our island a light
electrician.
switch, and we both hit it like we hit
I
no
walk
light
in here
switch.
and I hit it all the time. Every time
and
I
we're
walk
still
in and
doing
hit
it.
it.
That then.
We're still,
Is it too
we're
late?
still doing
Do we
it.
need to put a little color-coded dot?
I know. Not here.
We just
You need an orange
just-
beaver dot on
we
the one.
we leave the kitchen and we both hit no light switch.
There's not,
Wow.
it's not going to turn off.
It's not
No,
gonna
it's
turn
gonna
anything on
turn
or off.
there.
Yeah.
It's really not. No matter
That
what
would
we
have
do.
been something you could have asked for,
Oh
like,
yeah, we'd have thought of it.
We could have, but
And I think you mentioned that you wish that was a shower upstairs, the tub.
Well, it's just I like the showers are so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, they're all of our showers we have
did a great job.
two
They look
upstairs, one
good.
upstairs. They're really.
Yeah.
And I take 3 showers a day sometimes. I like my showers.
Yeah.
And so I always feel bad because my daughter has to use the tub one. We didn't want a tub in ours. So we need to have a tub somewhere in the house. And,
Yeah, I agree with that.
So our youngest gets a tub. So
Yeah.
When there's grandbabies in the house, that'll be
Yeah.
helpful.
They will
Yeah,
be.
you will
Exactly,
appreciate
exactly.
And they
that. That is
graduate out
true.
of the kitchen sink.
Yes.
Or the hot
true.
tub.
That's true.
Son's in the hot tub. That's
Yeah,
what's going to
yeah.
happen.
Or the
I would have
hose.
done an easier access attic.
Oh, in hindsight,
Yeah.
we're at our home. We have 500 square feet of unfinished space
Oh, wow.
that's next to the 500 square feet of finished space.
Okay.
Oh,
And so
wow.
you can just walk in, and we have this. And we were gonna finish it at some point, but we like it so much. So yeah, that's
That's all your
yeah.
Christmas stuff or
Yeah.
all of your
Everything.
Yeah. That's a lot of space.
It's a lot of space.
For Christmas,
But you
yeah.
fill it.
We
You
have
do
a ton
fill
of
it.
space here, but you
yeah.
have to go up the
Up the
ladder.
up the little ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that in the garage?
No, it's
Or is it in the, it's on the second floor?
Upstairs.
Yeah,
it's
upstairs.
In the trusses. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the
Trusses.
trusses.
Gotcha.
It's a huge amount of
It's a huge
space.
amount of space. We got this huge amount of space. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably almost 500 square feet, at least 400.
But I would have loved to have had it if we would have thought earlier to figure out a staircase actually and to walk in instead of a pull down.
You know what I loved about this design, and I remembered when I went upstairs, but you guys, I remember you wanting like the 3 full en suites for your
Yes.
kids because they all needed their own space, and then you have, girls and boys, so those are such nice. It's like
They are.
all 3 of those could be like
They are.
guest oasis rooms.
They are.
They're just such lovely spaces. I love that.
My parents were just here, and they literally went from bedroom to bedroom to decide which one they were going to use.
That's awesome.
So we were just laughing. But no,
Pick
it
your
really is.
color scheme room.
Pick your
Really
room.
is. They're all-
Pick your theme.
They're
Pick
all
your
really
theme.
nice. They all have their
so
own ensuite.
cute.
It's really nice.
I would think they love and enjoy being here and coming in and out and having that space. And
Yeah, they did.
do they love
Yeah.
the 2 that didn't live here in Florida? Do they love Winter Garden? Like
Yes.
They really do.
yeah.
Yes, our youngest daughter, they were here over Christmas, and she was like, I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
She's like, where are the cameras?
Downtown.
We've got carolers. We've got She was like, where are the cameras?
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah,
that's
the Saturday market too is just.
It is lovely. Every time we go
I
down
love
there,
it.
there's something going on.
Yeah. Well, I think we've covered everything. So we're gonna wrap up, but we definitely want to say thank you for letting us into your home, and we're so happy that you guys are a part of the Oakland Park community. And again, just congratulations to you and your family, and thank you for letting us
Thank
annoy you on your front porch and ask you a bunch of questions.
We,
to see
we
you
do
more.
want to thank you guys. It was
It
such
was
an incredible
so
process,
fun.
and to do it from Oregon was nerve-wracking, but we could trust you. The communicate everything. It was
You made it
such-
so easy.
Yeah, it was an incredible process, and even now, you guys have gone above and beyond. Even when there's been little things, I'll still sometimes text Al, and he probably hates it.
Total just texted, do you know a good someone?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
part of the
I'll
thing.
send you
It is, and not being from here, we actually know we could text you if we have a question.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal,
That's
and
awesome.
and it's just been above and beyond. Every space we use, it's been incredible. So thank you.
I love it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
It makes me
so
so
much.
happy.
We'll see you next time on the Porch Chronicles.